Okay, now that we have some data in our table, I'm going to show you how to make charts in um, Google Sheets. Okay, it's a relatively easy process. What I like about it is how much you can customize the chart. So we are going to first, to create a chart, you must first highlight the data that you want to use, which in this case happens to be this entire table. So I'm going to select all of the data. Then I'm going to go up here, select Insert Chart. Okay. When I do that, it is going to create a basic pie chart for me. All right. The data range is already in here. Label favorite course subject. Um, we'll go ahead and leave that. So pretty much there's nothing here that has to be changed. Okay. Next, we're going to switch over here to customize. When we click on customize, you can come down here to chart style. Okay. And you can choose a background for your table if you would like. Okay. You can choose a theme, and essentially what this does is just change your fonts of your table. Okay. Choose whatever font you might like for your table. You could make your table your chart. You can make your chart 3D. Okay. And then I'm going to come down here. Here are some specific items having to do with the pie chart. All right, so for example, you could put a hole through the center of the pie chart if you wanted to do something like that. Okay, this has been set earlier. All right, slice labels. You can put the subject in each slice, but notice here social studies isn't big enough to fit. Okay. You could put a value in there, in which case I'm going to choose value. I think value has value, pun intended, because now we can see that really there were only 14 pieces of data. So we can see that this wasn't a massive amount of people who were interviewed or questioned to see what their favorite subject was. It was only 14 people. Okay, so I like having the value within the slices. You could change your font if you wanted to. Okay, you could make it bold, you could make it italic. Okay, I'm going to change this to something different here. I'm going to choose wide, which didn't change because that is already set prior. I can also change my text color if I want to. Okay, I think that's hard to see. I'm going to go back to black. But whatever you like, you're customizing it for you. All right. Point being is that you can customize all of these things. Okay. Going to come down here to pie slice. All right. You can change the color of each pie slice. Okay. And oftentimes we would associate certain colors with certain categories. So, for example, oftentimes when people think of science, they think of the color green, usually not yellow. Okay, so I'm going to change my science slice to green. People are going to first look at this table and they're going to quickly associate something with that. All right, so for example, if you're doing football teams, your favorite NFL football team, and you did the Browns, but you had blue for their color, and then you did the Buffalo Bills and you had orange for their color, well, that's kind of backwards. All right, and it would be confusing to the person who's looking at the chart. So sometimes the color of these labels actually does matter. And in this case, I think the only one that really matters for this particular table would be science. I think people just associate green with science. I don't know that there are colors necessarily associated with social studies, math, and language arts. But if you do, by all means, change them to the colors that you like. Again, point being is that you can change them. Okay. Let's see what this does. Okay, this actually pulls the slices apart. All right, so if you wanted to highlight one in particular, you could move the slices out, and you could actually do that for each slice, and then they would all be broken up. So again, just more ability to customize your table. Okay, down here, chart and axis titles. So we want to change the chart table. We need to let people know what this data is. So in this case, this is favorite core subject. Okay, and you can see it put the title right here. I want to come down here. I want to change it. I'm going to see if it lets me change it. It did. Okay, and I want to make it a little bit bigger. Let's see, 14 actually made it smaller, so we'll go up to 20. Actually, I want to go to 24. Again, you choose what you like. It's your table. I do want it centered. Okay, and we'll go ahead and make it bold and italic so that we can really look at this and say, oh, that's what this table is about. Then I'm going to come up here and change the chart subtitle. And it's important to know that this is just the data from, in this case, 6th period, period 1 technology. Okay, 6th grade, period 1 tech. That it's not, Beechwood Middle School, or, it's not students in the state of Ohio. All right, it's just a small sample from 6th period 1 tech. All right, and I'm also going to go ahead and center that so it's underneath, and I want to change the font as well. Okay, again, you change it to what you like, but the point is I want you to customize the table for you. The legend. Right now, the legend is what is called labeled. Okay, you may want to change yours to, for example, kind of a normal legend here where we look at this and go, oh, blue is math, and green is science, and red is language arts, so on and so forth. Okay, so you can do that. All right, so that is how you make the chart. Okay, some things you can do with the chart. There's one additional drop-down menu right here that, for example, you could delete the chart. You could download the chart so that you can save an image of it, save it as a PDF. You could copy the chart, and you could put the chart into, let's say you did a science experiment and you created data for your science experiment, and then you charted the data, and you want to put that in the final report of your experiment. Well, you could copy it and paste it into the Google Doc, and there you have your chart. Okay, you could move it to its own sheet. So there's several different things that you can do with this table. Okay, when the chart editor is closed, that is how you could get back in here and edit the chart. That's what's going to open that back up. Okay, so once you've done this, you need to turn it in to the assignment in Classroom.